Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors, and sponsored by Paychex, and also sponsored by WorkHuman. My name is Steve Boese. Are you feeling burned out at work? You may be experiencing meeting hangovers. Have you ever attended a terrible meeting that made you want to slam your laptop shut and climb into bed for the rest of the day? If so, you might have been experiencing a meeting hangover. A meeting hangover is the idea that when we have a bad meeting, we don't just leave it at the door. It sticks with us and it negatively affects our productivity. And that's according to Steven Rogelberg, a professor at UNC Charlotte and author of The Surprising Science of Meetings. According to a survey published by Harvard Business Review, over 90% of respondents said they've experienced meeting hangovers, while 47% said they felt less engaged with their work because of terrible meetings. And the survey also found that the root causes of the meeting-related frustrations included irrelevance of the topics discussed, 59%, lack of a clear agenda or objectives, also 59%, poor time management, 53%, lack of actionable outcomes or follow-up, 48%, and finally, unequal or low participation at 38%. Some meetings are necessary in the business world, but there are ways you can ensure a more productive experience. Professor Rogelberg shared some tips for hosting better meetings and avoiding meeting hangovers. First, he advised to keep the attendee list small. To determine who exactly should be included in the meeting, organize the items as questions, he recommends. That way you have a better sense of who really needs to be in the meeting. Additionally, you know when to end the meeting and if the meeting has been successful if the questions have been answered, he continued. And perhaps the most important takeaway from this approach is, if you just can't think of any relevant questions, it likely means you don't need to create a meeting in the first place. In other words, it could just as easily been an email. So don't waste your employees' precious time and energy derailing them from their current work or projects. And if you're the employee who's facing meeting hangovers, talk with your coworkers about possible solutions to the issue, trying your best to remain engaged. Chat with your colleagues about how to deal with the situation for the future. Get their thoughts in advance and engage in what you're really trying to accomplish and get everyone's perspective. And try to avoid unnecessary meetings, especially on Monday mornings. That's it for the show today. We will continue to follow this and all the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. This has been Steve Boese for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors.